ahead of Okpebholo's inauguration, trying to find a pathway on sustaining the legacy of our outgoing governor, Godwin Obaseki. Like I said at the opening of the show, you just can't take it from him. He has done his best. He has done his bit. But the problem right that the Nigerian politicians are having is that issue of continuity. Do you think it's going to be like the same old story? This is not my legacy. I have to start from scratch to have or build my own legacy. That has been the bane of so many governors. Everyone wants to build on their own legacy. But what about the aspect of continuity? With me here in the studio to talk about this, I have a political analyst, political affairs commentator, an entrepreneur. Join me to welcome Anthony Ikogwe. Welcome to TMI Sunday's edition.
Morning, Wilson.
All right. So very close to him, excuse me, he is a vibrant legal practitioner, human rights activist, public affairs commentator. Join me to welcome Barrister Emmanuel Okpebholo. Welcome, Barrister.
It's a delight being here. Good morning, Nigerians. Good morning, Wilson.
And of course, the person at the extreme, he is a youth mobilizer, politician, an entrepreneur, a political analyst. He is into activism also. Join me to welcome Ehinoya Medo Festus. I got that right?
Ehinoya Medo.
Yeah.
Good morning, viewers. Wednesday, good morning.
All right. Come Tuesday, there will be a new government. It's no longer news, but people have been setting an agenda. They've been talking so much about it, and they are saying every governor wants to build, everybody wants to build his or her own legacy. But before I come to you, Anthony Ikogwe, joining us virtually, join me welcome Osman Mohammed. Osman, thanks a lot for joining us on this show.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right. And of course, we are still expecting the former commissioner for chieftaincy and local government and chieftaincy affair, Honorable Mondo Saibovo. Yes, when we're able to get connected to him, definitely he will be with us via Zoom. So let me come to you, Anthony Ikogwe. You know, we are about transiting from PDP to APC, from an Obaseki-led administration to a Okpebholo-led administration. And people have been talking, setting agenda, but there is palpable fear that each governor wants to build its own legacy, not building on the legacy of another governor, to prevent the comment of like saying, after all, he wasn't the one that did it. It was so-and-so that did it. He's just maintained it. Now take it up from there. What do you feel about the strength, the governance?
Yeah, good morning, Wilson, and good morning, our viewers. In governance, there is continuity. But when we get it wrong in Africa, especially in Nigeria, is that when there's a plan by a particular government, they are put certain things on ground on how to pilot the affair of a state. When the new government come in, they want to do things in their own way, which is not good enough. Because if it has already laid plan with what the outgoing governor put in place, I'm of the opinion that the new incoming governor should do along the good things that that governor has put in place. But in Nigerian factor, the reverse is the case, because the outgoing governor has put a lot of in play, has spent money, has made some development plans on how to pilot the affair of the state along. But when the new governor come in, it's better for him to pick on this most laudable project that's on ground and continue from there. But if he goes back that he want to abandon all those projects and start on one, there's already economic wastage. And secondly, if he's going to start for his own plan, that means he has to go start afresh. So it's my opinion that he should go on those good foundation that the outgoing governor has laid. That is my candid opinion.
All right. So continue from when Governor Obaseki stopped or left off?
Yeah, he has to continue. He should continue on those good projects that Obaseki, because Governor Obaseki has put so many things in places on the education, on security, and so many other things. Since you look at those things and see how they can, you could continue from there. That is my take on this discussion.
Right. I will come back to you. Barrister Emmanuel Okpebholo, I know you've been following the trend. You've been observing, noticing from previous administration to the administration of Governor Gordon Obaseki, and right now we're back leaving this administration to Monday Okpebholo's administration. The issue of continuity. Take it up from there.
I don't want to bother myself and deceive myself with the phrase continuity in governance or continuity in government in Nigeria. That is not the case. Commonsensically, under the principle and tenets of democracy, one would come to the agreement and consciousness that continuity should be the watchword and springboard of every government or governance, as the case may be. But in our climb, I think we have totally deviated from that principle. So I do not see it happening with this anticipated transition that we are going to have on Tuesday, the 12th day of November 2024. Because even the incumbent governor himself, for himself, while he was with the All Progressive Congress, we were told before the 2016 general election that he was the idea, he was the brain behind the Edo water storm projects. We were told that. And that was one of the things why those who clapped for him, those who whispered into the hearings of others, those who thought that going top of the ladder and the electric pole to sing and to wail that he must emerge as the governor of Edo State, did what they could as at that time. And he did emerge. Good. But did he continue with the Edo State water storm project? We'll see. You have an answer to that. The panel here seated knows the chloroquine bitter truth to that. He did not continue with that. So why are we not anticipating? Why do we not feel? Why do we not think that the incoming government must, as a matter of fact, quote and unquote, follow and deceive myself, my very self, just now, that the principle of continuity in governance or in government should be the watchword? It cannot be the watchword, because you know why? Every person that comes with an agenda. And what we have seen thus far is the agenda of impoverishing the people from the federal, the state, and the local government, a triangular principle that they've all heard. So I don't want to deceive myself, and I don't want to deceive Nigerians. I don't want to deceive Edolites. I don't want to mislead people that I am hoping, that I think that this government will come and follow the principle of continuity in governance. After all, the governor is already wailing. The governor is already lamenting that even the transition program is not being carried along. Then why do you not think that there will be principle of continuity in government? I don't want to bother the people of Edo State.
Interesting. Well, Festus Eki, you've heard both of them, and Barrister Okpebholo was so stern in his own stand, saying this administration that is about to exit the scene did not follow the principle of continuity. He gave an example of the water storm project as a party man that is coming to power right now, APC. Now, what do you feel about all this? After all, you just can't take it from the administration. There are some good things that has been done, and I know people are seeing it.
Mr. Wincy, first I was saying the scale of 1 to 10, Obaseki will be having 3.
That is for your own opinion.
For my opinion. Now, if we are to carry out a summative evaluation of his government that is coming to hand on Tuesday morning, 3 over 10, that is to say there are some things that the incoming governor, His Excellency Okpebholo, will actually want to continue. But you will not ask my own governor that is coming to continue with a project that was commissioned without finishing.
That was commissioned without finishing. I don't get it.
I'm coming. I heard that somewhere. An hospital in the heart of Benin was destroyed for a museum to be built. The museum is still being built there. The work is still ongoing. And a governor went to commission it. And you now call the governor that is coming to say, now that it has been commissioned, you have to finish that project. Mr. Wisi, even if the governor, the incoming governor will want to finish a project like that, there will be need for analysis. See,
Anthony Kogwe.
Yes, Mr. Anthony said something that he has done well in education and security. I remove those two first. He brought Edo Best. Edo Best took us back 10 years.
Your own opinion, people will disregard your
I am not speaking without a scientific report. I am speaking from a research point. You introduce an educational system where teachers, we have to sign in. And there is a center portal that regulates and controls the activities of the teacher. It makes the teacher to be up and doing according to you. No. It makes them to become lazy. I, as a teacher, will go to class with my lesson notes. And I will have to draw my students' understanding from previous knowledge before I continue. When teaching, the teaching principle said at a point, you break. You ask question. If you see that the students are not following, you have to go back again. But he brought an educational policy that was alien to the culture, to the people of Edo State. Go and check. All the tabs are out of date, updated. These tabs are no longer working. How will you use a tab to teach a child that was born in my own village?
So are you not saying...
No, hold on. The educational... So you will not expect my own government that is called Okpebholo to continue from Edo Best. But Edo Best was used to siphon out.
But hold on. You said you scored the governor 3.
3 over 10.
Are you now saying that out of those 3, let's go with your own opinion, right? Out of those 3, you mean the incoming administration will not sustain or continue from those 3 points given to the governor?
I started by saying that there are some policy that the projects that the incoming governor will finish. Now, let's go to e-governance. We are not going to take Edo State back. But the Okpebholo administration will continue with the e-governance. It's a plus to Edo State already. I will not sit and begin to lie to you that Obaseki has done nothing. No. Youth involvement in politics is a plus to Edo State. Then there are some definite and visible there are visible development in civil service. So these, we are going to capitalize more on it. But when it comes to what Mr. Anthony said, education, security, that we were having a city governor, Obaseki was on fire. And up to now, the governor has not come out to say, this is what I have to say.
You said Obaseki is on fire.
Was on fire. I said was.
Okay, was.
Yes.
Okay.
A minute before you leave the seat as a governor, you still have the right to say, this is what I want to happen because this area is still ungovernable for me. So when it comes to security, education, infrastructure, roads, okay, I'm going to continue with the roads that we have. That
you just hold on.
The road will be constructed in 2 ways. Water wash it away. And you want us to continue with that? No.
Let's just hold on. We'll take it one at a time, okay? We'll point some acts. We talked about e-governance, that the incoming administration should be encouraged to continue with e-governance. But for the other 2, you have a different view. I will come back to you. Well, joining us via Zoom, Usman, let's all go back to Honorable Mondo Saiba. Well, Usman, I know you've heard what the panelists in the studio, what they have said. Now, what do you have to say about it? Knowing fully well that there is a change, or there's going to be a change in pattern on Tuesday.
Good morning, and thank you very much for having me. When I heard the program that we are coming to discuss, I had already told myself there will be no need talking about APC, PDP, Labour, or any other political party. We should talk about Edo State. But the way I am configured, I cannot hear something that is wrong, and I will keep quiet.
All right, we're having a network difficulty right now. Let's see if Honorable Mondo Saibovo is ready to really talk
his own aspect of this particular situation. Don't forget, on the Sunday, Saibobo is the outgone commissioner for local government and chieftaincy affairs. Honorable, if you are there, I'd really like to hear your views and opinion on this particular discussion. All right, we're having some network issue. Let me come back to Anthony Ikogwe as our engineers fix the network situation. Now, you heard him. He said he gave an example of some of the projects that were commissioned, according to him, not completed. I don't expect the administration to waste time on it, that it must be completed by this administration. Now, what do you have to say about his own opposition, about your own opinion on education, of course, security?
Yes, first of all, I have to react to the issue of security. When he said the Okpebholo was on fire.
He used the word was.
Well, yes, was on fire. When a sitting governor is on ground. He will agree with me that for about 3 years now, when the Edo State Security Network came on board, the Edo State people sleep with their 2 eyes closed. Before the election, so many things happened that made them to suspend the security network. And these security network members have been a very great body that brought this security into put down security hoodlums in Edo State. Now, before the election, because for politics-wise, in a way, they came up, the IG came to Edo State and said he suspended the security network. He doesn't want to see any of these members for election purpose. I also feel that the IG would also come in a way to restore that, because since he pronounced that suspension of the Edo State security network, and the hoodlums in Edo State knew quite all right that this body have been a powerful force in covering the issue of insecurity in Edo State. The groups are the people fighting security, supporting the police. Police are so aware that these people are doing well. So when these people are banded, that they don't want to see them again in the street, all of them went in-house, went in their homes. So you will not expect that the governor should come out by himself and say he want to go and calm the insecurity that's happening in Upper Sakuba. So if you are saying that because we are aware, even people in diaspora, they are talking about this, that this banding of the security operatives in Edo is going to cause some problem. You know, as we speak now, they have not been able to come back come out of their homes. And know this is Ember month. This is November, before December. We know in the cycle of the year that this Ember month is the time that hoodlums operate in everywhere. So, saying that the governor folded his hand, what do you expect the governor to do? The police force at the chief security officer of any country, the same IG who in charge of the police was the one who made the pronouncement that he has suspended the State Security Network. And we all know that those security are playing a major role in covering insecurity in Edo State. So the government cannot do any magic by saying he has to deploy himself, or people in government has to part of by not to go and cope the problem that happened in all parts of Ghana, some of that part of the country. So all of us know in Edo State that the security system that we Obaseki put into place has actually done well. We will not say Obaseki is a total writer because now he's been out of the government. But what I'm saying, and my comment will also agree with me, by the time this new government comes in, I bet you, the first thing is going to tackle is this issue of the security in Edo State. And he cannot tackle this system without involving the Edo State security network.
All right, over now to you, Barrister Emmanuel Okpebholo. He's saying in terms of security, the governor doesn't really have a hand in it. After all, it was the instruction from the IGP that led to the disbandment of our own network. So take it up from there.
You know, at times when I try to ponder on issues with respect to security in Nigeria, I come to the conclusion that the provision of Section 14, subsection 2B of the extant Constitution, which has to do with the welfare and security of the people, has not been met by those in power, from the federal to the state. We have situations where governors go home freely with what they call security votes at the end of every month. I do not need the federal government to secure my state, particularly with what we have today, the trend we are all going through in this country. As a governor, I should secure my people. Because if my people are not secured, who am I governing? That is the question. So, but we keep hearing excuses, plethora of excuses, catalog of excuses from the federal to the state. Amazingly, we were told when we woke up during last week, even the military came to say there is a new terrorist group in Kebbi and Sokoto State. Caused by who? Me? Or we in the studio here? And what are they doing about it? See, at times, when you look at the security position in Edo State, I want to ask the governor this. Was the Edo State Security Network passed into law? If it was, how come that the Inspector General of Police has power to ban them? Was that law repealed? These are questions begging for answers. If the Edo State Security Network was given birth to by law in Edo State, does the IGP has power to ban them? Ondo State will soon witness Ondo State elections. Can the IGP go to Ondo State and disband Amoteku? We say there's something they are not telling us. And that's why in Nigeria, I have come to the conclusion that we don't have political parties. We only have a gang of fellows.
Gang of fellows?
Yes.
All right.
Who emerge and they begin to deal with us with the Machiavellian principle of leadership. Make the people poor, impoverish them, so that you can continue to remain in power like an emperor.
All right. I will come back to you, Barrister. Well, as you've heard from Anthony Ikogwe, who is an engineer entrepreneur, you just name it, and Barrister Emmanuel Okpebholo, you get to realize that in terms of security, the governor did his own best, except for the interference of some state actors that said no to this. All right, so what do you have to say about this? Don't forget, we're talking about continuity, finding a pathway to continue from where this administration stopped. Now, you brought up security. Wednesday, December last year, from on the 8th or thereabout in February, Mr. Austin will agree with me that we were having the Edo State Security Network on ground. Edo State was not just on fire. We lost above 80 youths from December 8th to about February this year. We lost about 80 youths. See, although I was not there when he made the statement, he said something that people begins to use it to laugh. Governor says they kill themselves, finish, and they go rest. Not because it's there be. And I will ask myself a question. When your children go astray, as a father,
never said that.
I said I wasn't there, but
Okay.
that was how I started. As a father, when your children go astray, it becomes your duty to put them on the path of righteousness. Now, when it comes to security, if I am to call Obaseki, I will not call him 3/10. Barrister said something. You brought out a security network. If actually this security network was established by an act of law, the best that the IG would have done is, for this election, they are not to participate because it's a federal election. But immediately after the election, they resume. Now, what was the modus of recruiting those that were the vigilantes? You know what Obaseki did? Obaseki brought arms to Benin with the help of those vigilantes. You begin to, before then, what we see with
hold on,
our community. I'm coming.
That is an allegation you
What
cannot
we
substantiate. That is an allegation you cannot substantiate.
How come
Because we are here to call a spade a spade.
on daylight? Before now, what you see when we're having vigilante group of Nigeria is they go with their day gun. But with the heads of vigilante, a lot of court boys began to buy guns. They put on their vigilante uniform. They begin to stroll with the gun. At a time, they were saying, no, you cannot move with your gun from Oredo to Okpebholo. But we still see people going around. Do you know what ought to happen? If I am a vigilante in Uselu, I am not supposed to move outside Uselu. with my gun. And what gun did the IG give order? I guess we saw the IG before and said no vigilante should be seen with any gun that is more than the normal day gun, the one they call barrel. But what were we seeing in Benin? And now there is a problem because even when the IG came with the statement of with this band, was those guns collected from them? No. So the problem we are having today was caused by the emperor that was collecting about 800 million as security vote, but couldn't secure Edo State. Already was not secure.
All right.
Let alone was it not secure.
I think
was
you
it
should
not
react
secure?
to
No.
this. Because my joy is that he is among the Edo security network in his own zone. Now, do you agree to what he said?
Now, I want to say he doesn't even know what's happening in the state as far as security is concerned. Let me tell you, I've not come here to speak for the network. I'll tell you, by His grace, as I'm one of the senior commander for those state security network. I'm the senior commander in Gubadi, country home. So this is a program that I understand inside out, because he doesn't know. You see, we will not because of maybe we won't say because a child is bad and train the way we tell him water. You see, we're trying to give the name that does not belong to Obaseki to him. If we're going to talk about those security, I will tell you more about it. Even the police themselves know that without the security network, that they cannot function. Listen, they cannot function because one, the security network is a community-based security program. Because the police that is transferred from Kaduna to Benin, for instance, to work as a police in Okpebholo, we don't know what is happening in Okpebholo. But the security network members who are on board, they know the terrain, they know the good, the bad, and the ugly in the environment. You see, the issue of courtesy that you just mentioned that they killed so many people last year or whatever. Go and check those state records for more than over 10 years and take a statistic of court work before Christmas. You will know that since when this network came to place, it dropped to the barest minimum. See, you were saying something that the people that have gone in Uselu are not supposed to go to Ring Road. You are getting it wrong. We have a platform where all the commanders, all the senior commanders are on it. The moment there's any security challenges, so maybe for instance, and that thing is announced on that platform, everybody's swinging to it. So fine. I'm not saying Obaseki have done so well about the security. Because one, if you give a child gun and you are not paying the person money, there could be a way of where the person will use a gun to commit crime. So, but we cannot rule it out completely.
All right.
Even even the police force, even the army, there are still some bad elements. So it's not about say we have we in the those days we go training at the police training college Ogeda, and we're trained. But unfortunately, as I said, people who are the helm of affairs, then they decide to come into politics with this. I know where you are. I'm what you're talking about. First of all, as those state security network members, they are not supposed to be partisan. They are not supposed to be for PDP. They are not supposed to be for APC. They are not supposed to be for Labour. But we also saw it in our meeting and said, look, what we're supposed to be doing that if APC is carrying out event somewhere, we're supposed to be there to guide everybody. If you are talking from that angle, I will understand. No, but not that maybe the security networks are not doing anything. So, no, do not condemn the security network because the security networks as we speak now, people are still crying, people are still calling. When are we coming back on board? So that's the thing. So we said the IG should, because the IG made pronouncement that is suspended. If you listen about 3 or 4 days ago, one person said the security network should come back. They cannot come back. And my brother has said something that if actually the those state security network was passing into law, the IG cannot come from and say it's valid because we are still wondering because the Nigeria we have 3 tiers of government. One is legislative, executive, and the judiciary. If the same course is passing into law and the IG came and said it banded them, it's the duty of the governor or the city government state to come through the court and say, look, the IG has no right to make this pronouncement through the court. But unfortunately, he's silent on this. And that's
I will come back to you, Anthony Ikogwe, and that can be taken as a plus as against what you said first. So hold on first, I'll come to you. Let's get to hear from Usman. Barrister, calm down. Usman, via Zoom. Usman, I believe you've been following the trend of the discussion despite network hindrances. Usman, now what's your own take
on what is about to transpire on Tuesday in the path of sustaining the achievement of Obaseki-led administration?
First of all, I want to thank you again for having me. I think the network has been very shitty, and but thank God it's better now. First of all, before I go into the inauguration and all that, when I was invited, my mind was, we are going to talk about inauguration, and we are going to talk about the next government. But I was shocked when there are things I was hearing, I was shocked. I had to check my data if I'm actually hearing it from the studio or it is, maybe I was dreaming. You see, there is no way in this world you can hate somebody. But the truth, you cannot hate the truth. For anybody that stays in Edo to say that Edo State Security Network has not done a lot for us in this state, I think that person is just speaking half truth. I want to be I want to try as much as possible to be very, very polite with my words, because what I've heard today in the studio on a normal day is an insult to the people who work with Edo State Security Network. Let me tell you why. Immediately after the election, or before the election, when the IG disbanded Edo Security Network for the time that he did, we saw what happened in the state. And I am shocked. I am very shocked when people play politics with everything. You say the governor should have done this, should have done that. A governor that will call the commissioner of police, a common commissioner of police, a commissioner of police who was appointed by the IG will not listen to the governor.
Police, come on, please. I know you're trying to watch your emotions, but you cannot call a commissioner of police. Come on, continue, please.
Any commissioner of police that does not respect a sitting governor of a state, as far as I'm concerned, the word common is even too big for him. A commissioner of police that will not respect a constitutional authority that was voted in by over 5 million persons, and you tell me that it is right? The point I am trying to make is the commissioner of police listens to the IG. Edo State Security Network work under the supervision of the police in this state. So if you talk to the commissioner of police and the commissioner of police does not permit me to say what I want to say now, you know they scratch body the way body they scratch you. If when the IG has said I've disbanded the security network, Gordon Obaseki had said no, you should still go outside, the death that would have seen in this state would have been so much. The governor decided to be mature, and you come and say the roads were not good. I am shocked. So Oshomole built roads. Immediately Obaseki entered. Obaseki went to the roads, removed the roads from the ground and threw them away. Lucky Binedian built roads. When Obaseki came in, he went to the roads and threw them away. Stella Obasanjo is one of the best hospitals in Edo. The secretariat is there. Benin City Mall is there. And I am shocked when somebody who is educated will say you destroyed the hospital and went to a museum. In 2016, I was a student on posting in Central Hospital. In that same year, in 2016, I went to Saudi Arabia. By the time when I was in Saudi Arabia was when the governor was sworn in. I swear to God, Central Hospital, as it was in Edo, it was one of the worst hospitals in the world. A central hospital in Benin where inside the maternity ward, you will see roof falling. Ask people, it's not by lying. So that is the same hospital that you expect that the governor would have allowed, a central hospital where the government was not making anything from. The government now decided, okay, sickle cell hospital is not going to be sickle cell hospital alone. It should be for everybody. Ogbe home. Stella Obasanjo is still there. He now said, okay, let us work more on Stella Obasanjo. The more that you are talking about now is for Edo people. It's not for God.
Okay, Mohammed, you've made enough point to have others. They want to talk, so I'll come back to you. All right, just keep listening, and you're going to contribute more on this particular discussion. Well, it's like an argument because of security. Okay, from all we've said right now, what I want to take it to note, Okpebholo should continue with the aspect of the network. Wouldn't you agree, Barrister?
I agree absolutely, and I think there should be a kind of reformation. Those persons who will be recruited must be people with good character, and they must be trained by the Nigerian police, and also they should have a fixed salary. Then the arms they will bear should be made known to the public. And I think by so doing, we are going to have a sane society. If the society is peaceful, you and I can go to bed with our 2 eyes closed. But as it stands just now, you cannot go to bed even with 1 eye closed. And that is why I keep asking the governors, not particular to Edo State governor, the security vote is for what? Is it a kind of jamboree created by administrative principles, by what we term today to be secure democracy for a selected few? Today, we talk of security. From federal to the states, we cannot pat them on the back for what they have done. And yet, we see how bogus amount. The other day, we were talking of where the federal government went to borrow $618 million to buy 10 private jets and 24 helicopters. To do what? And I ask, and I'm still asking, the Tucano jets that were acquired by the regime of Muhammadu Buhari, where are they? Was that jet, the then president had the intention of using that jet only in the eastern part of Nigeria?
Right, I think we're going to dive into this discussion.
No,
second segment. Let's focus on Edo State right now.
And now,
yes,
we have an elected governor who is coming with his team. Wilson, I want to be patient to see who are going to be members of his team.
All right.
From there, I will know whether the man is serious-minded or is jamboree as usual.
Okay, so 1 point, security. The incoming administration should at least reinvigorate, do some innovation when you talk about Edo Security Network, isn't it? Now, you mentioned road. And Usman gave a point. From what he said, if the roads were good, will this governor go ahead to at least try to reconstruct these roads? Or if the roads were good, the governor will just go and approve the road and starts again from afresh? That was the question he asked. Yes, some roads really, they are not good, but at least the governor tried in his own aspect to the little that he can do for road construction. Don't you think that this Ikman administration should expand shade from where the governor stopped in terms of roads?
Wincy, before I go to roads, there is a misconception about the security matter, and I believe
I thought you're true with that.
No, there's something I want to say.
All right.
See, Mr. Austin is within.
Anthony.
Mr. Anthony is within, and Mr. Usman may not be used to the Benin city. I was born here, and up to now I've been in Benin. I've gone out to school within the country.
So you're a homeboy.
Now, when we talk about court crashes in Benin, it is something that has been happening. But it has never been like what happened in December to February this year. Now, do you know the major cause? Before now in Benin, we have court group fighting with their court shotguns. Hardly will you see a court member branding a pump action gun. 8 rounds, 6 rounds, 12 rounds. But when they were forming the Edo State Security Network, they never sit down and call professionals to alert them the danger of bringing in some of these arms into the system. And who were those that were recruited? Who were those that were recruited? That's another question I would want my father to answer later if he is willing. Let me tell you what happened. There was a time in AAU. AAU was on fire, court fight. AAU came up and said, we are going to have a kind of a structure that will help us fight courtism. Then we become an anti-court war. But for you to be a member of that group, you must renounce courtism first. We were seeing security network people who were non-cultists in Benin, community leaders who will contract people to fight for them in community, coming to wear the uniform of a network just to disguise. These people were not repentant cultists. So what they did in the network was to empower people, but behind they were still cultists. So what I'm trying to say is this. I am not trying to say that the security network was not having impact. The impact was felt, but the arms created by it was more than the impact. And there is nothing you are going to tell me. The incoming government will not build on it.
You made a good job.
I am telling you, the incoming government will not build on it.
To scrap it or reinvent it.
Nothing like a State security network will happen. If there is anything that we are going to do to make sure that peace return back to Benin, we'll do that. And don't worry, you're going to get a brief of it with time. But telling me that we should build on a network whereby people will go to training at Ogida Barracks and they will not carry out their history. The only thing they did was at a time, police from CCID came and removed some of all those JBs. They came and removed them from the training ground. But what about those that were no cultists? What should have been done is they should have renounced publicly.
Okay.
And the activities be monitored.
So you're saying for now he shouldn't continue with it?
There is nothing like he's not coming on board.
So
please.
Comrade, we tend to forget something so easily. If you don't know today, I want to tell you how the security network came about. Security network came about after the NSAS, when police ran away, they entered, they couldn't come out. If you remember in Benin, on broad daylight, you can't even walk freely. They will attack you and they will take up possession of every of your belongings. The network came when police had failed after NSAS. Then police was even scared of coming outside. That was how the security network was formed. Before then, we have various security networks. We have the OPC, we have the Arab, and so on and so forth. So now, the governor now harnessed this security outfit together and they give them a single name, Edo State Security Vigilante Network. So let us not forget the issue so easily. I'm surprised that you are saying now that the security network should be scrapped. Secondly, that they are not doing anything. Listen, because you are saying that the process of the intake, there was no special process of intake.
And they talked about guns also.
Let me tell you. When the governor organized the security network, the first thing they did, before you remember, I'm happy that High Court is there. If you are a courtist, go and do an affidavit and renounce. If you are a courtist, you are not a courtist, you will go and renounce. Those are the procedures they took. And you tell them. But when the security network came into play, that was what calmed the tension and the crime after the SNO. You are the first person now. I just came in from Germany 2 days ago. And I'm telling you, the people are still clamoring that they may not, some people who are trying to even counter the case, and if the security network did not come in place, they may not come for the case. So I'm surprised you that say you are being manipulated from bed and saying that the security network, that you scrap it. Severally on Manalata program on ITV, I've listened to calls. These are not from a State security number. When people are calling, what are they going to do to restore this security network? So you are the only person that saying out of all people in Benin City, say the network is out of place. You say, listen, you say we cannot politicize everything. The problem we have in Nigeria, especially Edo State, is politics. I said it. The deputy governor, Shaibu, was with the governor before now. But quite very unfortunate. I'm not a politician. I'm not going to speak against anybody. He was a major factor that formed this Edo State security network. He played a lot of role in forming this network. But unfortunately, because of politics, they brought so many things into place. If you remember some days back, when Tony Kabaka came on social media and saying that the issue of cultists in Edo State, they fight with cultists, that they know the people who are the cultists, that if you give him a chance, he will identify people who are the cultists. That the cultists come across various groups, even in the police, in the government, everywhere, they are there. So if you are saying that in Nigeria today, by Nigerian standard, they say they belong. I'm not one of them anyway. Say if you don't belong, that then you are not somebody. So go and look the statistic of people in Edo State. I don't want to mention Nigeria now. People in governance, mention them, they are not into courtesy. But people are taking the courtesy issue extra mile. Now, they don't say why you cannot carry gun and go and kill somebody. If you are in some people even join courtesy, say because they want to belong. Some people join courtesy because they want people to fear them. So please, I would not want you to condemn Edo State Security. Say here on the studio, it is not good. I'm not. You're going to hear reaction from me. I don't know that this is not a phone call.
Okay. All right.
Edo State Security.
All right. Fine. Let's leave the aspect of security because we want to move straight down to our is where Mohammed is joining us virtually. But if we take a look at the situation, it's all about sustaining some of the gains of this administration. You're saying no to the security network. They are saying, come on, that is so good. Well, Mohammed, which other aspect do you think that the incoming administration should sustain?
Yeah,
Mohammed,
but,
are you there?
I'm here.
Yeah.
Anytime I tell you I'm not around, doesn't mean I'm in no one is to.
Okay.
And my friend that is in the studio, the very, very young man, like I'm sure me and him maybe probably will be age groups, sorry. He said that I am not familiar with Benin. You don't have to be staying in Benin from morning till night before you're familiar with the Benin. No? I think because people stay in Benin from morning till night, that is the reason why some people say what they say. That is by the way. So basically, the incoming government is going to have a lot of issues. Why do I say so? Because of people like my young man in the studio. Everybody in the next government, everybody, as you are seeing everybody now, they are the governor. You can imagine somebody coming to the studio and telling you that we will not continue. Are you the governor or the deputy governor? Are you the chief of staff? SSG, senior special advisor on security. That is the point. You will even be shocked that these people, they don't even know the governor-elect one-on-one. But the point is that the governor-elect is going to shock them. I tell people, if it was for personal interest, I think I would have supported the governor-elect during the election. But no, it's for Edo. That was why I stayed where I stayed during the course of the last election. But he will shock them. When they take him for granted, that was how they took Obaseki for granted. He's a weak man, he's a this, he's a that. The way we are going in this state and the way you are seeing things happening in this state, if the governor-elect does not decide to stand up for himself, it's going to be a very big problem. He will not even be able to continue with anything. Imagine the Stella Obasanjo hospital that is being built and some parts of the hospital is still being constructed. I heard the young man in the studio saying they will not continue from there. Is it your money they want to use to continue from there? They will not continue from there. Most of these contractors that we're talking about, they've been paid complete 100% payment. So you want the people, because of politics, they should carry Edo State money and go. So they should not continue the hospital. Then these are the people that say we hear the cry of the masses. We are homeboys. May I never be a homeboy that will say somebody should carry Edo State money around. May I never be a homeboy that will say government should not be a continuum. How can you say the Edo State security network that has safeguarded Ekosodi? Ekosodi used to be a place where you cannot go, Mr. Wilson. Nobody in that studio can go to Ekosodi. If you go there, something will leave you. See that your phone leaves you or your money will leave you. I'm telling you now, if you go to Ekosodi, you can walk from the beginning of Ekosodi to the end. As I tell you, the Edo State security network was there. Students live there peacefully. Uniben, where you used to hear court clashes, it has come down drastically. You hate Governor Obaseki. I agree. Governor Obaseki is not a perfect human being. Has he done well in certain areas? Yes. Was he perfect? No. Governor Obaseki is not the owner of Edo. Edo belongs to you. Edo belongs to me. Where he has done well, I agree that he has done well. Where he has not done well, the next governor should come and rectify it. But the way they are going now, where so person will say now, it is everybody's government. Even me that you not support him doesn't mean I will go to government house to go and meet him. No. If he is doing well, I will still be the same person. When you invite him to this studio, I will come and say, Mr. Monday is doing well in so aspect. I am not going to be a sycophant. I will come and say, Mr. Monday has not done well in so place because I'm a member of the PDP. Edo is bigger than any political party. That is what we should learn. Be patriotic to your state before any political party. his national chairman, if he's a member of the APC, has said, do not go back and be saying this government, this. No, continue from where he has done well. How can somebody say Governor Obaseki has not done well in the aspect of education? Where though he is ranked first or second in WAEC in the past 3-4 years, we have an education hub. Subhanallah. I am shocked by what I'm hearing in the studio. You hate Obaseki. Personally, I don't like him very much. Has he done well? Have you passed through Sapele Road and you have seen the municipality mall that is there, where the last administration gave them a sinking land? If they built on that land, by now, ShopRite would have sunk. This is not ShopRite that belongs to ShopRite. Benin City Mall belongs to Edo. The next government that is coming is going to be collecting tax from that same Benin City Mall. So what are we saying? Obaseki has created wealth for Edo. The MOA that you're talking about, that you say they destroyed the Central Hospital, that is going to be a source of tourism that will attract money to Edo, not Obaseki. Stella Obasanjo will attract money to Edo, not Obaseki. The ESOP program will attract money to Edo, not Obaseki. Obaseki is going. Radisson Blue will attract money to Edo, not Obaseki. Obaseki has gone. On Tuesday, he ceases to be the governor. Edo will remain, whether anybody likes it or not. Allow the next, when the next governor is hearing things like this, we will not continue. I know he will not listen to anybody that will say contractors should carry money around.
All right, thank you. Thank you. I will come back to you, Mohammed. I will come back to you. Well, in a way, I like this discussion for and against. Everyone giving strong reasons why their own opinion should be heard and adhered to. Now, let me come to you, Barrister. I know you really want you. You have an appointment. The next 10 minutes, you take a break and you will be to like you attend to that appointment. Now, what other aspect or which other aspect do you think the incoming administration should sustain?
Yes, one of the aspects that personally I want them to sustain is with regards to revenue collection in the states. The incumbent governor has done excellently well with respect to that. He has been able to harmonize, he has been able to centralize, he has been able to keep the revenue accrued to Edo State. Management is another issue, but not in a banana republic where people are already, even when the government has not come to power yet, people are already gasping, fighting for who to rule a particular area, and the singular interest is revenue collection. For goodness sake, that shouldn't be it. Public fund should go to government purse, and government should know what to use it for the betterment of the people. The government has done well with respect to that. So we don't want this, the incoming government should follow suit and not to make Edo State an island of agberos, where people will go take public fund, and before you know, they will go to Dubai and be celebrating 1 billion, 10 billion, and they will invite godfather, godmother, they will invite most senior bishop to come and pray for them, and you see people traveling to Dubai to go and celebrate somebody make 1 billion. How? From public fund? No, the governor has been able to. He was a magician with respect to that. And I think that is why some persons don't like him. Me, I have my personal reasons. And I will tell him, even if he's here, I will tell him, Your Excellency, this is what you have done that I don't like. And this is what you have done that I like. You get it? It's not by seeking political portfolio. Look, listen. It is high time we told ourselves the chloroquine bitter truth in this country if we want this country to move forward. The APC that is talking, my young man here, I have watched him talk. I say, yes, this is a first-class APC member. Somebody came to this studio once upon a time and told us that he's an indigene of APC. I say, can you imagine that? And that is why I refer to that party as a gang and not a political party.
Well, many people will disagree to that.
They may disagree with me.
They will disagree with good reasons. It's a political party, not a gang. Let's be clear.
Do you know, after they were able to grab power through all the political gimmicks they used, what have they done with the power? Every one of us is under an emperor. The wave of the palm can perform a magic. But now they are telling us to go for a prayer section. I will not be a party to that prayer session.
For real?
Yes.
For real, barrister. Anyway,
I
I will come back to you. Now, in terms of revenue collection, really, he made a point. We're seeing some things, some signs. People are saying now, this is my territory. We are back. We are back. Come on, pay, revenue, pay to us. I mean, don't you think this incoming administration should really maintain what the outgoing administration did in the area of revenue collection, straight to government coffers, not to individuals? You have your machines.
Mr. Wincy, Usman may not have listened when I said, in a scale of 1 to 10, I'll give Obaseki 3. And I made mention of e-governance. And to me, the idea of e-revenue, which was implemented at about 60% in Edo State, fall under e-governance. So I'm not expecting an Edo State where you have chairman chop money at Ring Road again. Whenever I drive through Ring Road, at present, I'll tell myself, this is not the Ring Road I want to see. This is not the third junction I want to see. You see bus park anywhere they want to park, they load anywhere they want to load, they cause obstructions. We are not bringing Edo State, we are not taking Edo State backward. I've said that before. And the last time I came here, I told you something that we are going to be writing, we will protest as an APC member. So I'm not expecting the governor that is coming to do everything right, but he will do almost everything right. But whenever we sense he is doing things that is not right, because we voted, we campaigned for him, we even use our resources, we will protest against things that he's doing that is not right. Then he's going to sit down and say, if my people could do this, then I have to change.
So you're saying if he's taking the wrong move, you protest?
We will. Yes, we will. Oh. Even Okoro Bakaye told you that he will lead the protest. Now, what I'm trying to say is for the e-governance, the idea of revenue through e-collection, the governor is going to improve on it. Now, I want to say something about education. You know, we're in a country where people believe that because they've gone to school outside, they know it better than us here. This is Edo State. This is Nigeria, where anybody can be awarded the best governor. Just like one that is running from pillar to post. EFCC is calling him, you've done this, where are you? Come. The man has not been able to meet there and say, this was the service I render to my people. The money they give me, this is how I use it. When you talk about education in Edo State, I will use a community as an example. Igboshodi community have a secondary school that was rebuilt by the community. The government teachers there now are just 3. A secondary school.
Are you sure about it?
I am not speaking from a second person point of view.
Are you sure about this?
Mr. Wincy,
not to worry, we'll go and investigate.
I am speaking from a first person point of view.
We'll go and investigate.
The community at present is paying about 3 other teachers to make sure the student there go to school. Igboshodi is after Iguadalo along Upper Siloko Road. Now, the other day I said it that in the whole of Iyekoriawo community, let me not use Oriawo. When I use Iyekoriawo, I'm talking about after Ikpe, down to Ugo, Umo-Unohua, Ogo, and the rest. We are not having, at present, we don't have up to 8 science teachers in all the schools. Now, you are telling me that Edo State is ranked 2nd in WAEC. Go and check the schools. Are they government schools? We are not talking about you ranking Edo State. Rank the government schools in Edo State. Edo State government should not take the glory from Presentational High School, Igbenedi Educational Center, Linear. No. Take the glory the way it used to be at St. Maria Goroti, Niger College.
So what do you feel the interim administration should do to make it better?
Now, they should agree first that they failed us educational-wise. We are going to revamp it.
Many people will not agree to this, you know.
Edo Best, Mr. Wincy, Edo Best will cease to exist.
You're going to be the governor, but you're not the governor.
Now, listen. There are, if the governor want to give us Edo Best, we have fact and figure. We have reasons why Edo Best should not go on. Wincy, I just told you about e-governance. And if I wake up one day, the governor is trying to say, no, we cannot continue like this. We will go to the state and say, Governor, this is good for us. I told you about youth involvement in politics. Civil servant, although there are issues about civil servant that we just say, okay, let that one lie low. We tell we're going to bring that out. But there are a lot of goodies within the Civil Service Commission. So the governor will not take us back, but will improve on it. You can't tell me that the governor will just wake up and say, "Do best, okay, let's continue with it now."
All right.
Obaseki, I heard him say they'll be paying about 15,000 teachers, and I just chuckled. 15,000 teachers. How many schools do we have? Share them along. Let's see. Who are the 15,000 teachers we are paying? Throughout his tenure, the way they were migrating teachers, I can tell you everything.
All right.
But what we are saying is this: educational-wise, Edo State will grow under Okpebholo.
All right, thank you. Well, you heard him. He said the Edo best to be the governor, to give the governor advice. It should be scrapped or looked into.
First of all, I need to respond to him.
Yeah.
You see, when people are not, it pains me when people are not informed. I happen to be in education. I run a travel agency, one of the best in town, and we're into education, study abroad. Let's have a look at education. I can tell you about study system in America. I can tell you about study system in UK. I can tell you about, don't name me what I want. Edo State study system is a copy of what happened in those areas. Because you heard when the comrade mentioned about TAB just now. What's the purpose of TAB? The TAB was for the teacher to do a central teaching. What they are teaching at the Margaret College and what they are teaching at the secondary school.
To synchronize it.
So it pains me. I am not a politician. I'm not a party man. But as a young man as he is, if you are speaking in this nature, I wonder, I'm not going to say something because we are in a studio here. It pains me. I told the barrister before we started, I said, look, by my standard, Emzo, I'm not suffering. I'm not rich, but I'm able to provide anything I want for myself. As I speak, my family live abroad. My children are busy. I have the ability to even go and live in London today. But this nation, I've invested in this country, in this state. People knows me. So it pains me when a young man like this come to the studio and try to criticize something that you don't know. Let me tell you something. Those states education system start to be one of the best in the country. I'm not a Obaseki fan, but I'm not telling you because one. Go and ask teachers. They will tell you. So let us not come on air and be saying something. From the way he has spoken, I know he's an A1 APC member.
Indigent.
Yes, but let us say it
doesn't really matter. He has the right to speak his mind. He said from his own research, this is what he found out.
Today,
yes.
If you put a tunnel to take Nigeria abroad, I'll tell you, 73% of Nigerians will leave this country. Why? Because of hardship and suffer.
Caused by
this present administration. We are doing no conversation. Today, you cannot travel from here to Abuja by road. Some people go as far as going to work to go and take train.
Let's come back to Edo State.
What I'm saying, education in Edo State. This young man doesn't even know what's happening. For one, I told you by my entrepreneur, I'm into education.
So you're saying the same template our brother are using in Edo State?
That's using Edo State. So he doesn't.
But what about the aspect of revisiting some aspect that the student do not understand? They call it revision before you go to the main topic. He said that is what is missing. And there will be a connection in teaching. At least once upon a time, yours truly was a teacher.
Can I respond?
Hold on.
Sorry, how's the floor?
West Africa Educational Council.
Yes.
We didn't say Nigeria Educational Council. The same WAEC that award is all for Nigeria, I work for Ghana and some other West African countries.
All right.
So, and there's a syllabus, there's a standard that is set up for education in this region. I think so. So, and this is one thing that Obaseki, because you see, if you look at Edo State Edo State teaching education system, before now, we have seen cases where a teacher will go to the class and just try and go home. You cannot try it now under this platform of TAB. You can't, because you have your TAB. And the way you are doing your teaching, you are being monitored somewhere. So why would you say those tabs are updated?
All right, now you are saying that hold on first. If you can add revision to it and follow up with a tab, it will be better, isn't it? So tell the economic administration, add the revision, then switch to tab. At least that will suffice, right?
Quincy, please. I want to say
he wants to go out right now. That's what I want to call for.
Well, let me say this so that we all understand.
Just calm down. But before it will get to you to some of this particular discussion segment, because I have other topic to talk about. This I'm going to start with Mohammed Then I'll come to you. It goes round. I will call it a wrap on this segment. Right now, let's move straight over to Mohammed to give his last line for this particular discussion segment. What advice do you have for the incoming administration?
Thank you very much. As I was saying before we went on the break, I do not have any, like I said before, I do not have any advice for the incoming administration, because when you see people that speak for them, you will be shocked at what we are going to expect. But I know the man in the studio is not speaking for them. And the only advice I will give them first, let me start from that one, is that if they were thinking to make him their spokesman, they should not try it, because a lot of people in Edo will fight them. So basically, I heard him when he was speaking, and he said that in his village, there are 3 teachers, and the school there was built by the community. So what happened was that before Obaseki came in, there were 10 teachers in the school. So Obaseki sacked 7 and left 3 for them. Then he said in Orewan, where you have people like the former deputy governor, Dr. Pius Odubu, where you have a former SSG, that's Pastor Osagi Zeyamu, that in there they don't have teachers in the school. Why do you come on TV to indict?
He said Iyekorion one, not Orion one. Let's be Iyekorion one, not Orion one.
Iyekorion one is in there. Which local government is in?
Please continue.
Okay. So as I was saying, these people are from this local government. So as they are from this local government, they are supposed to, your leaders, the former deputy governor, former SSG, in their community, they have this kind of, no wonder APC lost, no wonder. So these people have been speaking out for themselves. You come on TV to indict heavyweight leaders of your party, the chairman of your transition committee, that in his community, they don't have teachers. Or is it that
Mohammed, please, we're pressed for time right now. Advice.
Let me just finish. I've already advised.
Yes.
I said, the only advice I will give them is that when he's selecting his team, he should be very careful. If he needs to come and meet me, if he has a thing I will help him to do, I will help him select people that will be in his team. I can do that for him for free.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you so much. Well, your advice right now, Barrister Emmanuel Okpebholo, for the incoming administration that will be led by Senator Okpebholo.
I think if the governor wants to do it, he should have a listening ear.
The listening ear.
Yes. He should be able to put a system. He should create a system where he can be getting information. Because without information, he cannot do well. That is my advice for him.
All right. Thank you so much. Well, Festus, advice.
Mohammed, defeat is always like this. I know people are crying, but I will assure you the government is going to do best. It's going to do its best. Those state is going to move forward. We are not retrogressing. We are not going back.
All right. All right. Anthony, briefly.
My advice that the new governor should continue with those good things that Obaseki has laid a foundation that is beneficial to the people of Edo State.
All right. Thank you so much. Well, you've heard from 4 of them. Honorable Mondo Saigbobo, due to network issues, couldn't join us. He really wished, excuse me, he could join us due to network issues. He just couldn't. Well, the incoming administration will be coming on board from Tuesday, and Edo is watching. We'll still continue with this discussion about certain agenda for the incoming administration, but this time around, from a different perspective. We talked about security today. We talked about e-governance. We talked about education, right? So just talked about 3 aspects majorly for 1 hour. Can you imagine that? Just for us to make sure that the incoming administration hear the voices of Edo people. You may not agree with what they've said here in the studio, or you may agree. We just want a better Edo State. Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming on today's show.